So is investing in a 401k or rental properties going to set you up better for retirement, or potentially a much earlier retirement than you were even considering? By the end of this video, you will have clarity on a few key factors that just might change your entire investing strategy. And this video is brought to you by my friends over at baselane.com. So someone I work with recently sent me this article that's entitled, "Here's what retirement looks like when real estate is your 401k." And it outlines a whole bunch of scenarios where people are retiring with their rental properties. And this inspired me to share why I think that rentals could replace a lot of people's traditional 401ks, or at least supplement them. The big key difference here and why I'm such a proponent of rental properties has to do with the order of building cash flow versus wealth. So a 401k is designed to help you build wealth in a tax-advantaged way. It's not designed to provide you with any income until you're old and you start drawing on your account. You need to be 59 and a half to start taking withdrawals from your 401k. Rental properties, on the other hand, when done well, especially these lower cost, higher cash flowing short-term rentals like I talk a lot about on this channel, provide consistent income while you have this asset, this underlying asset, the property itself, appreciating in the background. That's typically worth a whole lot more than the cash that you have invested into it because of your ability to use leverage to purchase these properties. The idea behind the 401k is that eventually you build up enough of a nest egg that you can live off the interest that kicks off. But the problem is no one knows when they're going to die. And the sad reality is that the vast majority of Americans won't save enough to live off just the interest. So we'll have to eventually start drawing on that principal and depleting that 401k. And then they're left in this situation where they're hoping that they die before they run out of money.
What a twist!
Which is not the scenario that most of us want to find ourselves in. Meanwhile, you could pick up just a few rental properties throughout your working lifetime. And with only 4 of the right type of short-term rental, you could easily create enough recurring cash flow to live off of forever. While again, that underlying asset, the property itself, is increasing in value, your guests or tenants are paying it off, and it's providing a whole bunch of tax benefits for you. Hey, real quick, the sponsor for today's video is the #1 banking platform built specifically for rental property investors. I am constantly looking for the best tools to manage my properties and my finances, and in my opinion, Baselane has built the ultimate all-in-one solution. Baselane allows you to set up unlimited virtual bank accounts and debit cards for better visibility in your cash flow and finances, and you can also do other things like sign leases with tenants, collect rent, keep track of your books, and review your analytics, and finally, it's all in one place. Plus, they have the industry-leading annual percentage yield, which is just a fancy way of saying you make a lot more money on the money that you have deposited in your Baselane bank accounts. So I personally use the platform along with over 40,000 other real estate investors. So you can use the link that just popped up, and it's also in the video description below, and open as many business bank accounts as you want, and it's all for free. The link is baselane.com/Kirby, which is my first name. That's baselane.com/KIRBY. I did this recent masterclass where I walk you through exactly how to find, buy, and set up 4 of these deals that will get you to financial independence, which you can access at livingoffrentals.com/start. You would never need to access the value of the properties themselves because of the cash flow that they consistently pay you. But if you ever did, you could always refinance the property and take out tax-free money, or you could always sell them and tap into the equity that way. I'm not against 401ks, but if you focus on building cash flow first, you can create enough income to exceed your expenses in a relatively short period of time, and then you create an extra 40+ hours a week to build wealth that you could either continue working your job or do something else that you enjoy even more and build wealth that way. So take me as an example. I'm 42 years old, and let's just say I've been working my entire life, haven't really saved, find myself kind of middle-aged and wondering, how am I going to save for retirement? So I could start contributing to a 401k, or instead I could, over the next 4 years, just decide I'm going to buy one high cash flowing short-term rental per year over the next 4 years. And if each one of those created $3,000 of net cash flow, which is very doable with the right type of short-term rental, and I outlined that again in that masterclass, then after 4 years, I've just created $12,000 of consistent income for the rest of my life, essentially. So supposing that I could live off that $12,000, then I no longer have to go to work. So it just freed up 40+ hours of my life every single week at 46 years old. I don't have to wait to retirement. So I could take the 401k option where I just contribute as much as I possibly can for the next 20 years until I get to retirement age and then hope that I have enough to live off of. Or I could just do this over the next 4 years, create $12,000 of passive income, live off that money into perpetuity, and then there is no retirement. I just manage those properties until the day I die, and they pay me until the day I die. And you're also freeing up 40 plus hours a week of time to start building other wealth. So now all of a sudden you can do things that you're passionate about. And a lot of people will find that they can make money doing things that they're passionate about because they're no longer constricted to this 40 plus hour work week and have no time for their passions. So a lot of people will say, well, what about those unexpected things like maintenance issues? And I would say, yes, there will be maintenance issues, but that's why you should account for that before calculating your cash flow. Know that you're going to have maintenance issues because you're going to have negative things, and you're also going to have positive things that pop up, like a new big business that was just built down the street that's going to increase the value of your rental more than you were expecting. But the great thing about rentals compared to a 401k or investing in the stock market is that if you retire right when the stock market crashes, that has a massive impact on that nest egg that you're about to start drawing from. However, the real estate market could crash tomorrow and be worth half of what it is today. I still get paid the same amount of cash flow because it's not based on the value of the underlying asset, it's based on what it's paying me on a monthly basis. I know over the long run that real estate is going to continue to appreciate. It's going to have a lot of ups and downs along the way, but it's going to appreciate over the long run. And in the meantime, if it's going to pay me $12,000 a month, that's the money that I can actually live off of while I just watch that asset appreciate. So my wife and I are very fortunate that about 3 years ago, we found that the income from our rental properties exceeded our cost of living. So we both were able to quit our full-time jobs. But that was at almost 40 years old. And as I look back, had I understood the power of building cash flow first before focusing on trying to build wealth, we could have gotten there much, much sooner. So if you want to work with me to purchase high cash flowing short-term rentals like the ones I've referenced several times throughout this video, I have a program where I personally walk you through the process of finding, buying, and setting up your first really high cash flowing short-term rental. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can set up a call with me personally at the link that just popped up. It's livingoffrentals.com/call, and we can talk through your goals and see if the program's a good fit. Thanks for joining me for this video. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.